without treat specific trauma. Panic attacks, they are treatable. Find a good therapist who know what to do with them specifically. Those two make trauma survivors like so difficult. Can't sleep, panic attack. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about, right? So from there, okay, I was doing well at the time. Leave a current abusive relationship. It's okay to say no. No is complete answer. My clients love that. You don't need to explain why. No, I don't want to go in. I'm not going to go with you. It's complete answer. No, it's complete answer. They need to hear that because they think they have to say yes. Yes, 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 yes. You give them permission to say no. So I teach yoga, and I always ask, if you don't want me to touch you with my hands, please raise your hand. Nobody usually raises hand, but I say, thank you so much for letting me know. Thank you so much for letting me know that you don't want me to touch. Make sense? Invitation is a great thing when we work with trauma survivors. Kids, adults, same thing. I think I'm covering pretty much today's. I'm pretty smooth. Oh, body-based thing. Trauma cannot be treated by just thoughts. Dr. Dana said, yeah, midbrain, right? Bear. That gotta be calmed down for that thinking, planning, following through, organization in our head to happen. That's why a lot of kids with a past, like a home trauma, they have learning difficulties. They think they are stupid. So we can say it makes sense that it's hard for you to remember these. Oh, makes me cry. It makes sense that it's hard to do homeworks. Let's come up with a way that you can actually keep track of them. Concrete help, concrete help, concrete help. That's same for adults. Does that make sense? Yoga is great, Tai Chi is great, anything to regulate brain. Meditation is great. Meditation can be prayers, music, walk, anything to engage body, to be able to relax body, maybe not relax, to calm down the nervous system. Then they can think they are smart. All right? So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. And Ann Hurd.
Hi, my name is Ann Hurdy. I'm the Program Supervisor for Family Services at Community Mental Health here in Ottawa County. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I was asked to wrap up our panel discussion by talking a little bit about resilience. So I don't know about you, but sometimes I just like to go to the dictionary to start off with, what does that word mean? So here's a definition, Webster's Dictionary. Resilience is the ability of a strained body to recover its size and shape after being deformed, especially after intense stress. I'll read that one more time. Resilience is the ability of a strained body to recover its size and shape after being deformed by intense stress. So, I have a very simple plain piece of paper. Nothing very special about it. I did pink only so I wanted to make sure the people in the back of the room could see it. Right? It's your general standard piece of paper. And now I'm going to give it some significant stress. So if I were to crumble up this piece of paper, anybody think it has the ability to be resilient, to recover its size and shape after being deformed by that stress? Anybody think maybe it has? Maybe a little bit, right? I could unfold it. Uh-oh. It's ripped, isn't it? It's not quite the same shape, right? It's got some more wrinkles, some new crevices to it, right? But it's not too bad. But then I wonder, anybody ever heard the phrase, suck it up? Oh, yeah, a few people, okay. How about pull yourself up by your bootstraps? Yeah, okay, there's other phrases too, right? So let's do that. What if I said to this piece of paper, well, just suck it up. Wasn't that bad a stress? That seems kind of unfair, right? Or how about if I tell this piece of paper it needs to pull itself up by its bootstraps and recover all on its own? We all know, right? Paper can't recover on its own. This paper needs my help. It needs somebody in this room to pull it back apart. Maybe flatten it out, maybe put it between two heavy objects, right, to kind of help it a little bit, to support it. And when we think about resilience, we want to think about the same thing for resilience of us, right? Resilience of humans. What we're thinking about for our definition of resilience of the human person, right, is the ability to return to being healthy and hopeful. I love those two words. I say them all the time. Healthy and hopeful after bad things or trauma happens to us. After a trauma, significant stressor, really bad experiences happen, right? Nobody's expecting perfection. We shouldn't expect perfection. If we do, we're being too hard on ourselves. What we should strive for, right, is hope and healing that can come after being traumatized. Because the goal is, right, is not to say, well, this happened to my life, so I've got to be like this crumpled up piece of paper that's ripped, that doesn't hold its original shape. Instead, our focus on building resilience is to build hope and healing and to restore ourselves back. How do we do that? A couple of different ways, and some of the panelists have already talked a little bit about this, right? Safety and security. Now, we're also talking about emotional and physical, right? It's one thing to feel physically safe, but it's another thing to feel emotionally safe. And I know lots of us, myself included, right? We've had friendships or been in relationships, right, where I felt physically safe. Wasn't worried I was going to be hurt or abused physically, but emotionally wasn't the best relationship with me. Maybe that person called me a name. Maybe